What's going on, my fellow book lovers? This is your host, author Anthony Avina, here with a brand new book review for you guys today. If you guys aren't familiar yet, I am an author and an avid reader, and I read all sorts of books here. And I'm going to be doing dedicated book reviews for individual books now. So I thought I'd invite you guys to read or watch my first book review, which is going to be about an actress I've always been a fan of. She's, beautiful, smart. She is amazing. Fantastic creator, a writer, and someone that really inspires me to go after my own dreams. Felicia Day. If you guys haven't been able to tell from the title of this video, I am discussing Felicia Day's book, You're Never Weird on the Internet. Almost. This is a memoir that, yes, it does go into, what people know her for as being, the one of the biggest voices for geek culture in today's modern times. But it also tells about a young girl who was homeschooled, who was kind of isolated from the world for a long time, who has suffered from social anxiety, which is something I can relate to on a big level. This is her story, and while she tells it with her always humorous, sometimes sarcastic, but always lovable voice and tone, it's a story I think a lot of people will be able to relate to. So, here are my thoughts on Felicia Day's book and memoir, You're Never Weird on the Internet. Almost. As we start off with this review, the first thing that comes to mind is how much I relate to it on a personal level, and that's something that I think really makes a memoir special when it's written in the right tone, in the right way, is the way it is able to communicate to the reader, and the reader is able to identify with it. I understand her stories a lot because it feels almost like a mirror image of my own stories in a way. I've always struggled with social anxiety. I've always been a shy person, but it's definitely grown in recent years since my health has deteriorated and I've been unable to go really live life and in the same sense that most people do. For example, I've been alone for a while now, and when I read her book, it just spoke to me. And when she was telling the story of she was meeting an actress, I can't remember her name. I believe she was on the original Star Trek series. She met her at a convention. She talked about, being unable to really remember your own name and talk and say anything that even resembles being intelligent. I understand that situation clearly because not only do I suffer from social anxiety with anyone, but last year I went to Kamikaze, Stan Lee's Kamikaze. You guys might remember that. And I had the chance to meet an actress I'm very fond of and I think is just incredible, Danielle Panabaker, who stars as Caitlin Snow on The Flash on the CW. She was super sweet, super kind, really was nice enough to take the time to meet me and my mother, who was there with me to cover the event. And we took pictures, but we took selfies, which is fun, but unless you're me, who is shy, can barely speak anything, and whose hand was shaking, so it produced this lovely blurry photo. Still a highlight for me to have met her, but I still regret that I was so nervous that I couldn't even get my hand to stop shaking enough to take a clear picture. That's something that you see written throughout this memoir. It's personal stories like that that really relate to the reader, that I really relate to, and I think a lot of you out there will too. This book does an excellent job of weaving her style of humor into her life adventures. A lot of you may know her from her days working on shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer's 7th season, Supernatural, Eureka, and of course her very own original web series, The Guild, which is a huge part of this book because it tells the story of how she went about making this happen on her own, which is something very inspiring to me as a self-published author and someone who's trying to get my work out into mainstream media. I think a lot of people will really respond positively to this book. It's really a one-of-a-kind memoir that cannot be replicated. This memoir is definitely a poetic letter to not only her audience, but to anyone who's ever felt isolated or shy, afraid, or insecure in their own, in their own lives. It allows, people to see that it's something that can be overcome. It's something that you will always kind of struggle with, but it doesn't mean it has to hold you back. And if you have a dream, a passion about anything in life, you don't need others' approval to go for it. You can accomplish it on your own terms, and if what you're doing makes you happy, then go for it. There are always going to be obstacles and things that throw wrenches in your plans, but it's about how you overcome those obstacles and still stick to your guns that really makes this a book worth reading. It's entertaining. It's great to see a lot of people in the geek world and the geek culture are really going to identify with it the way I did. But I also think a lot of people who struggle with anxiety and social situations are really going to love it too. They'll feel connected, and it's a book about not being afraid to push ahead and do things the way you want to do them, which is something that just inspires me greatly, and I hope it'll inspire you guys too. So, Felicia Day's book, You're Never Weird on the Internet, Almost, is definitely a must-read novel this year. I got the paperback version. There's multiple versions. I will put the link down below on Amazon for you guys to check out her book. But yeah, it's phenomenal work. I love Felicia Day. She's incredible and a phenomenal writer on top of being a phenomenal actress. And I really hope that we get to see more written works from her in the future. She is truly a one-of-a-kind creative force in the world right now, and it was an honor to get to read this book. So, pick up your copies of You're Never Weird on the Internet, Almost, by Felicia Day today. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this this video review. If you guys have any other books, memoirs, etc. you want me to read and do a video review on, leave your comments down below, especially if you're an author who wants to get your work out there. Feel free to leave me comments and we can work something out where you can send me a copy of the book, and I'll read it and give my honest opinions. And these are always going to be honest opinions with you guys. If I tend not to like a book, I don't want to bash it, because I understand that hard work that goes into creating something, so I just probably won't put it out there. But when I really am passionate about a book and I love a book's story and concept, I am so happy to be able to share it with you guys. So, leave your comments down below, and thank you for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up. Like this video, comment on it, favorite it, and share it. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me. Click the eye in the sky to see today's recommended videos, playlists, and more. I will be including Felicia Day's channel up in the eye in the sky. Please go subscribe to her. She is a YouTuber as well, and a very good one at that. And I will see you guys next time for a brand new book review. Long days and pleasant nights, my friends.